Hey there, I'm Lunsford, and you're watching a review of Hanson Chien's Sonic Dice. What is up, you people? My name is Lunsford, and welcome back to another magic trick review here on the channel. Now, if you're new here, then definitely please consider subscribing and take a look on the channel my past reviews. Now, if you are new here, then welcome. Thank you for stopping by and spend some time today. I really do appreciate it, so thank you so much for that. Because you didn't have to click on my face, but I'm glad you did. Hopefully you get something out of this review, and if you aren't new here and you want to help support the channel, or if you are new and you like what's going on and you want to help support the channel, either way, I'd love it if you checked out my website, TylerLunsford.com. I have merchandise that I've released, and it's free worldwide shipping on all merchandise, and I also have some original creations and some other things on there that you might like, or you can support the channel by Patreon. I really do appreciate any way that you help support the channel. Even if you can't do it, I also understand that. Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching. Comment down below if you have any questions about this video, and without further ado, let's get into this review right now. First off, you need to know what actually is Sonic Dice. Well, imagine being able to control a roll of the dice at the speed of sound. This is Sonic Dice. Here's a summary of the effect. Step 1. 5 dice are placed into a transparent box at random and covered with a tube and shaken. Step 2. When the tube is removed, all the dice in the box show the same number. Step 3. Repeat the first 2 steps but without any cover. It becomes more and more unbelievable for the spectators. It also has the following features. It can be carried in your pocket, it can be examined, and it can be repeated. Let's talk about what you'll be receiving if you decide to purchase this. We'll be getting the plastic case that the dice go in that they will be shaken in. You also get 5 dice, and you get the tube cover that will go over them. You also get a tutorial video that's almost 30 minutes long where you learn how to perform all the techniques that you need to do this effect. Now that you know what Sonic Dice is, and you know what you'll be receiving, let's talk about some more questions you may have, such as how difficult is this to perform? This is not the easiest trick in the world. This is going to take some practice. I mean, you're going to be probably needing to do this for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, over time. Like, practice this every day if you can. If you're going to be performing this regularly, you need to practice this every day. I'm not saying you need to spend an hour doing it every day, but pick up the tube, shake the dice around, and do this every day for, I'd say, 15 minutes, and just get a handle for what the dice feel like. It's not that the move you have to do is hard, it's just going to take some practice, because this is a technique that you need to learn and master before you go out and perform this. Because if you go out and you shake the plastic case with the dice in it, and then next thing you know, all the dice have changed to one number except 1 or 2, that's going to look weird. Or if you're, just doing it all but 1 change, or maybe none of them change, or maybe just 1 changes, this is going to be the trouble that you run into if you don't practice this. So you have to practice it in order to hit every single time. Do you want to see me perform it? Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to do it right now. Is this examinable? Yes, it's absolutely examinable. Everything is free to hand out, because it's not that they're really gimmicked. There is something special about them, but it's not anything that your spectators would notice or find or be able to figure out how you did the trick based off of that. How are the angles when it comes to performing Sonic Dice? You need to keep your audience in front of you for this. You don't want them seeing really anything behind you, so you need to be looking straight on at the dice. Is there any setup or reset that you have to do? There's absolutely no setup or reset that you have to do outside of the performance. Everything that you need to do, you can do during the performance while your spectators are watching you. Are there any negatives about Sonic Dice? Unfortunately, yes. One is that I think it's a bit overpriced. For $50 and what you receive, I just think it's a bit much. Another thing is the angles. You have to watch it from the front, so you can't have anybody behind you, which isn't that big of a deal. It's just something that you need to be aware of. And then finally, you're doing 99.9% of the work here. I don't have a problem with that, but I just thought there was going to be something gimmick that was doing most of the work for me, and I didn't have to do a ton of work, which I'm fine with, putting in practice and putting in work. But if you want to hit this 100% accuracy every time, it's going to take a lot of practice. And even then, I'm scared that I'm not going to hit it 100% of the time, because I feel like all the dice are going to change except for 1, and then there's just 1 weird dice that's just with the rest of them that have changed. So just practice, 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 which necessarily, this isn't really a negative, but it is something that you need to be aware of, that you actually are doing 99.9% of the work here. So just be aware of that. Another negative is that the tutorial video is in Chinese, I believe, so you do have to watch it with English captions if you would like to. There is a closed captioning option. It's not actually been translated for you, so you have to turn captions on to watch the translated captions. And the captions do a pretty good job at, translating everything over. There is a couple minor mistakes, and it's not Hanson's fault. It's really just the captioning's fault. But besides all that, if you're not, opposed to watching a video with captions, then there's no negative there. But if you are, then you need to be aware that while you're trying to learn this technique and watch them do it, you will have to be reading English subtitles at the same time, which can be a bit tricky. Are there any positives about Sonic Dice? Yes, I love the packaging. If you know Hanson Chien, you know you're going to get good packaging whenever it comes to his products. Another thing is this stuff that you get, your props are well made. It's not that I'm saying they should be docked money because they're not well made. They are. They're great. I mean, everything fits perfectly. The trick works as long as you practice it. But I just feel like for the money, that's why I'm docking it like points, just because this is all you get right here along with the tutorial video, and it is well made, like I said, and it is very visual, which I do love. Love visual magic. A lot of people do, and I love the two phases. It's just $50 for this, and I don't know, it's a little iffy for me. What's this retail as? Well, it currently retails as $50 US, and is that a fair price? Well, as you can tell, I don't think that's a fair price. I think it should be just a little bit cheaper, maybe more like $40. You can do some really cool things with this, but I just feel like for the visual, and you could customize, the numbers that show up on the dice if you'd like to, but it's a really cool visual, but for $50 and this is all you get, I don't know, I just don't think it should be that much. I think it's overpriced. What would I give this out of 10? I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. The reason it's getting that score is because I do love the visual, but I do think it's overpriced. Your angles, and it is something that you need to practice because it's not going to work 100% of the time if you don't practice, which I'm not opposed to practicing, and I'm not docking a ton of points for that, but it is just something that I want you to be aware of, and that's why I'm getting that score. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to purchase Sonic Dice because you feel that it is for you, then the link for it is in the description down below. Also in the description is a link to my Instagram page. There you can follow me on Instagram at TowerLunsfordMagic. There I post all sorts of behind the scenes, Q&A, sneak peeks, all sorts of things, announcements. You can definitely check me out on there if you would like to. I'd greatly appreciate it. Remember, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can check me out on Patreon, or you can check me out at my website, TowerLunsford.com. There you can buy merchandise, free worldwide shipping on all of the merchandise, and it really does help support the channel. It helps me keep the lights on. It helps me provide more content for you beautiful people out there. And I'd like to thank Hanson Chien Productions for allowing me to have this product so I can do this review for you beautiful people out there as well. I mean, there's just a ton of beautiful people out there that watch these videos, and I really appreciate you doing that. How many times can I say beautiful people? I don't know, but that's what I think you are. That's what I know you are. You people are awesome. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you in another video that I post sometime soon. See ya.